Yo, 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 yo. Give me a second, real quick. I know people tuning in. I gotta pin this on Twitter real quick. Hold on, hold on. Hold on. Let's get it. Okay, so we are pinned on Twitter. All right, let me turn that off. But yo, 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 yo. This is your boy, Awesomeisjayell, aka the biggest music artist in the metaverse. And today you are tuning in to Awesome Interviews. And today we will be interviewing the talented Meta Jeweler. So let me go ahead and bring him in real quick. Um, all right. What's up, man? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Yo,
Long time coming.
yeah, I know, man. Like, I definitely appreciate you having me up here. I mean, it's crazy. When I first came into the space and you did that little video, I was just like, oh man, this is crazy. I ain't never been featured on anything like this, so it was pretty dope. Yeah, I appreciate the love and everything like that as well.
Definitely, man. Definitely, bro. Bro, like it's so crazy, bro. Cause I remember and I think I stumbled upon your excuse me, but I think I stumbled upon your NFT. I think you were just dropping teasers at the time. You was dropping
Yeah,
like teasers, you was dropping like designs of jewelry and different stuff like that. And I was like, yo, is this dude doing what I think he's doing? You know what I mean? Because you were you were in the CNFT space, and I kept seeing you, and I kept seeing your jewelry. But at the same time, I'm like, is he gonna do it? Is he making CNFTs and jewelry, like, putting it together? I was like, yo, if he's doing this, I'm a trip. And then lo and behold, I think one day you dropped your Discord and I went in there and that's what you were doing. And I was tripping. I was like, yo, this is so crazy. I can't believe somebody already doing this on Cardano. So,
uh,
I thought that was amazing because I didn't think I would see anything like that level. I didn't think I
yeah.
would see anything until like probably 2 years out or something like that on Cardano. You know what I mean? Since Ethereum came out first. So like, what was your like? How did you start, man? Let's just start from the top, bro. Like, how did you how did you end up getting into this space? Like the beginning, like what caught your interest or your eye or what inspired it?
Honestly, I've been investing in crypto probably like since 2017, 18ish, kind of when that first wave of people came on. And honestly, I just seen like just the value that it brought was just the centralization and how this can be sort of like a new way for businesses to just interact. And at that particular time, I wasn't really even thinking about it as far as jewelry because my wife and I we were just kind of starting our journey off into it. So it was just more so an investment wise. And, so fast forward probably like into 20, I want to say about 20, the end of 2020. Um, I just kind of start really coming back into like just the whole crypto and everything of that nature. And I kind of looked in my wallet, I had like Cardano and stuff like that in there. And I was just like, let me just like tap in and just see like how everything's progressed. Cause I was like for a year, I was just kind of doing my thing, wasn't really focused.
Mhm.
And I just started getting into it. Like I, started researching more. I kind of got into like the, CNFTs, but I wasn't buying any, at that particular time. And I was just looking. And then I think like the first one I purchased was the hype skulls, like the 3D animated ones. And I was like, yo, this shit is fire. And I'm
Yeah.
like, and that kind of like just gave like people doing because when I was seeing different things, I was just like, that's not really my thing. Like
Mhm.
I was thinking of NFTs more for like real estate and those type of issues. So that's where I'm so right now. Even now, I'm just so focused on like utility because in my mind, I'm just like this can be like whoever holds these things can have like earn so much, and it just kind of went on from there. Like I just start trying to come up with concepts and just trying to figure out this thing because it moves so fast and I just kind of just jumped in really just trying to figure out different ways of interacting with just the market and the technology too. I mean, Web3 is a phenomenal place, so like I was just thinking like all the value that I'll be able to, bring. And then jewelry, the jewelry industry is kind of slow with technology, in a sense, right? They kind of have a model that works. So it's kind of like, if it's not broke, then don't fix it, but at the same time, um, things are changing rapidly and like the world is connecting. So like I don't think a lot of these jewelers realize it. And there's a lot of like mom and pop jewelers that's going out of business, like left and right, because
Mm-hmm.
they don't understand, like, social media was one thing, but now it's ramping up and just crazy. So like, I kind of wanted to jump into this kind of just really see where the future is going with like just commerce period and just peer-to-peer transactions, and wanted to see if I can actually do it with jewelry, so that was kind of just like my thought process coming into this.
Oh, okay. That's fire. That is that's dope. That's dope that you looked at it from that perspective. It's so funny, man. I actually got a funny story, man. I got a funny story. Me and my wife was actually going to I think we were at we went to K Jewelers. I think we went to K Jewelers. But I think first we went to Zales or something like that. She wanted to upgrade my ring at Zales and I wanted to upgrade hers at K Jewelers, right? So I went to upgrade her ring. No, she went to upgrade my ring first at Zales. And when she went to upgrade my ring, we was actually talking to the associate there. And he happened to be invested in stocks. And he was asking me what I did. He's like, "What do you do?" I'm like, NFTs. He was like, "Oh man, don't get me started, man." Like it was so funny, bro. Like but in the same time, he couldn't understand, like, okay, how are you able to be in here like paying thousands for jewelry? You know what
Oh
I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it was like so it was just like a culture shock to him. And he was like, "What?" Like he was like, "It's gonna go to zero, man. Eventually, NFT is gonna go to zero." He's like, "There's nothing behind him, and this, and that." I'm like, bro, all I can tell you is I just, I'm on my way to upgrade my wife's ring. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
as
Like,
I'm saying
you know what I mean? Like, okay, meanwhile, my wife is happy at the decision that I made. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I'm literally a walking testament in front of you, and you're just like, I don't believe it. It's not true. And I'm like, okay, dude, you could just stay here as an associate.
yeah.
Meanwhile, we got people like Meta Jeweler in the community that's actually a jeweler. You know what I mean? It's capitalizing off the transition of the market right now. You know what I mean? And it was just mind blowing. It was so funny. Me and my wife laugh about that all the time. We just bring him up randomly. Like, you remember that guy? It's like, yeah, that's crazy. Like, yeah, man, it's gonna be a lot of people that, because man, it's so interesting what Web 3.0 is doing, bro. It's separating like the people that stuck in an old mind frame, in the
Yeah,
old ways of thinking, like they instantly get weeded out. Like they don't even get a chance to jump in at all, bro. Like
no,
it's so
it's over. It most definitely, and you
yeah,
hit it on the nail.
yeah, man. It is hilarious, bro. Just to see them squirm. And I'm like, bro, it ain't even that serious. All you gotta do is open your mind a little bit. Like just a little bit. Just open the door just a little bit and you'll get in. You know what I mean? I think a lot of that has to do with the stigma that they put behind this whole metaverse thing, right? They're
Yeah,
saying, "Oh man, the metaverse. What is it? Could it be bad? Could it be good?" And all this different anticipation, all this energy behind it. It's like, meanwhile, we're in the metaverse every day, like
yeah,
making a living, off what we doing. So, yeah, man, it's just it's interesting for you to have that angle, and for me to meet somebody like that guy in Zell's jewelry, and it's like, okay, that's two different worlds. Like, you know what I
yeah.
mean?
And it's crazy because like my wife really introduced me to jewelry. Because prior to this, I really, wasn't really too much into jewelry. And it's just like she's, her grandfather pretty much was in jewelry, owned like one of the first jewelry stores here in Detroit. So she was around her whole life, and like when we got married, she was trying to do something else, and I'm just like why don't you do jewelry? And it's like she was just so used to doing it that for some reason she didn't think that it was a career. So it's like we just kind of buckled down and I learned what I can, you know, picked up skills and things of that nature and just try to look at it from a different perspective. And I think that's kind of what benefited us because I wasn't in that traditional world. And I just think that like just by me going to like these events and like being invited, you know, we've been, you know, sometimes we get invited to go to manufacturers and stuff like that because they want to, you know, us to sell a jewelry and just different things of that nature. And it's like one level of thinking like that associate, and then you have like the owner level of thinking, which is like I'm just trying to make money with the system that I already know. And then you have the younger generation that's coming on board. It's almost like social media, like that's the only way to do things. And it's like you can kind of layer in like, you know, and like the way I'm looking at it is like I'm looking at it as like a systematic approach where it's like you can learn from the different levels of thinking and essentially try to apply it, you know, in a Web3 way. Because in my experience, I think that Web3 eventually will kind of go back to like that that providing, like we're already trying to figure out like how can we provide the most value in a way in which we don't own everything, you know. It's like how can we create that value? And with my project, that's essentially what I'm trying to do, is trying to take a centralized, you know, industry like jewelry, because it's almost one of those industries you got to know somebody to get in, especially like fine jewelry. You know what I'm saying? Like dealing with like diamond sales and all this stuff. It's like you already got to know somebody. So like just using my project as that to try to break that barrier, and also just try to, you know, people who necessarily may not be into jewelry as much, it's like, well, I can still provide you, you know, utility in some way of just holding by giving you jewelry, by giving you some way to sell jewelry and things of that nature. So I just think that like that's kind of my approach, is really to try to provide as much utility as possible, you know, and create, you know, have my this Genesis project really be the foundation of it.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to do.
Yes, that's fire. That's super fire. Like, yeah, like you said, you really touched on a good point when you were saying like we all coming into the space like looking for ways to provide value. Like we're not, and I think, man, I think that's just the artist thing, man. You know, as an artist, you know what I mean? Somebody who looks to master their craft, you know what I mean? We looking to provide value, man. And that's why of course, I'm gonna show favoritism towards this, but I like artist driven projects more, like where the artist is in front and the artist is like, hey, this is what I've been creating. This is what I want to introduce to you guys. And this is the value I'm looking to bring. And you said something very interesting. That was a tweet. I'm not even going to misquote you. I'm actually about to go read it real quick. Cause it was a super fire tweet. I definitely retweeted it. When I seen it, I was like, yo, that's so real. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, because I got it. I can't misquote this. Oh, right here. You said hype isn't utility. Earn in real life jewelry and other services with bougie heartbreak. And that was a great statement, man. You couldn't have said it any better, because I was like, yo, he's right. Hype isn't utility, right? And like meanwhile, the true artist can't even sleep without offering good utility. You know what I mean? And meanwhile, you do have a lot of projects that's just hype. They're just here today, gone tomorrow, you know, and whatever they promise is just gone. It's up on the shelf somewhere. You know what I mean? And meanwhile, they made their money. They dipped. You know what I mean? Made hundreds of thousands of ADA. You know what I mean? Didn't even offer a utility. Just got the hype up and dipped and grabbed the cash. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, man. And I'm looking for, and this is what I think, this is what I know is going to happen. It's going to come back down to the real artist, man. It's going to come back around to the real artist. And I feel like the real artist, the true artist, is really trying to offer, and when I say utility, I don't mean, the utility to me is the art. You know what I mean? And of course you can add other utilities as well. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying wholeheartedly, as an artist, to buy an NFT from a true artist is something, because it's like, okay, this guy's an artist. He's been doing this for years. Like he didn't just step out the house and say, "Oh, I'm gonna make NFTs." For some of us, for a lot of us, and I'm pretty sure for you, this has been a lifelong journey. You know what I mean? Like I've been making music 15 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you've been making jewelry around the same amount of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, so how long have you been working on jewelry? Now that I bring it up.
Honestly, probably around like 7 years.
7? Yep, exactly.
7 years, yeah. So and it's definitely been a process, really, because even like and it's crazy because just like the different levels of it, and there's different processes in it and things of that nature. So I mean, to pretty much bring back to what you were saying, it's like it's definitely like the true artist, I think, is going to always give the most value. And like to me, I kind of made that statement because, like I myself, DJing a little bit on certain projects, and it's just like I go in Discords and like you have these projects that they may not mint everything, but they still emit like a lump sum of it, and they still have like they still have a large amount comparatively of like ADA, even though if they didn't sell out. And some of them like, well, that's kind of it. We didn't sell out, and it's just like, bro, like you still got a lot. Like you gonna give up? Like, like is that your way of trying to run off with the bag or something like that? You still like you got a $5,000 and you only bid it like 1,000, and you charging this like you still got about like 50 or $60,000. Like you just gonna be like, oh, that's it. Like you still like So it's just like I don't know, like with me, I just trying to, bring value, whether I meant like, 1 or 200, being that like the ideal really, with me is it wasn't like that sell out overnight approach. Cause I know what I was doing was unique. And it definitely is going to take like more people looking to see how it actually works over time. And, when people realize like, well, how can this guy, continue to develop a project and like not necessarily sell out, and it's just like meanwhile you got projects that sold out and still not really developing too much. So it's just like at the same time I think once people start losing enough money from like flipping and stuff like that, then they're gonna start being a little more judgmental in the projects that they jump in and things of that nature. So yeah.
Yeah. Yo, you said everything on point, bro. That's exactly what's going on. Like, people do be slick running off with the bag, bro. Bro, it be so slick how they be running off with the bag, bro. They will post that one tweet, bro. They'll post something. They'll be like, what they'll be like, let's say they mint in 10K, right? They mint in 10K, and they'll be like, the mint just started. And then they be like, okay, we minted 200. And then next thing you know, all right, we're gonna lower the price of the mint. We're gonna do this. We're gonna cut it in half. The next thing you know, you don't hear nothing else from them. I'll be like, bro, are they running off with the bag right now? And nobody doesn't say anything, bro. Like nobody cares. Like people just losing money like that. Like, bro, like nah.
It's definitely like that season, and I think bear markets is gonna really show like project strength. So I think that's kind of what I'm just trying to do, with my project is really just try to stick it out for the long term, bring value, to like just the holders and, in different ways and, really try to bring a model in which that real businesses can kind of use with NFTs, whether or not they trying to sell art or sell something of their collection. So like, to be honest, like that's kind of like my main goal is to kind of like bridge that gap, and I'm kind of using myself in my business and things of that nature as like a just sort of like a test pilot, a proof of concept, really.
Yeah, I like that. I definitely like that approach. And with me, just relating to you as a fellow artist, I'm doing the same thing. Like the way I look at my project is similar. It's like I'm looking at it like a build up. I'm not looking at it like, oh man, let's build a hype and then let's just release and cap off the hype. I'm looking at it like a build up, and you know what I mean. That's why I take my time and I just keep releasing new music because I do music. So I've been
hearing your stuff too.
Yeah, I appreciate it, bro. I definitely appreciate it. That's how I look at it. I'm like right now I'm minting a new track every Friday. You know what I mean? Like to me, the success is the fact that I created an NFT and put it out. You know what I mean? That's the success for me. And then if people are actually buying it too, that's a plus. It's like, yo, it's a plus. You know what I mean? Because I'm just gonna keep going, you know, no matter what happens, and it's gonna build up. Then it's gonna get, and that's the beautiful thing about the Web 3.0 space. It's like, man, your project value can pick up instantly. You know what I mean? Instantly. Man, I'll give you an example. I actually the homie Dilliot.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yo, the homie Dilliot, when I interviewed him a couple months ago, right? Interviewed Dilliot a couple months ago. He was out here doing his thing, still doing his thing. He was talking to me on the interview, like, yeah, man, you know, I'm not really worried about the secondary market. Nobody even, like, I don't even have a floor price right now and stuff like that, right? He was saying it like, but he was like, but I'm gonna just keep going. I was like, yeah, bro, eventually it's gonna happen. And then next thing you know, I checked yesterday, his floor price is like 500 ADA right now. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, long as you keep going, because the security is in the artist, right? You know, I think people just really want that insurance that, okay, this guy really does art and he's not going anywhere. You know what I mean? And so if you stick with an artist that really does art, it ain't going nowhere. He's just gonna keep delivering on his art over and over and over. That's where the value comes from, man. The value comes from that. The value don't come from being hyped and then you release. Because if you too hyped and then you release, that means you're gonna go down. You're gonna depreciate in value.
Yeah, because you don't have nothing like, unless you're dropping something like right off the back, like it's just people like, oh, he about to drop Metaverse tomorrow. Like,
yeah, bro. And then you got these companies that keep promising these metaverses, bro. They digging a deep hole right now, bro, with this metaverse stuff, bro. And I'm not saying that everybody that's launching their own metaverse is doing it wrong. I'm not saying they're doing it wrong, but I'm saying that's too much pressure, man, to operate under, bro. Like, because I know, man, I know a couple of gaming developers, man, and it's like, yo, these budgets, yo, these budgets is crazy, yo. Like these, I'm talking about they'll run through 20 million like it ain't nothing, and then be like, yo, where the rest at? And then the game ain't even alpha. The game ain't even in alpha yet. Like, yo, what a 20 million? Yeah, I thought y'all had a billion. Like, what's going on? Like,
and that's the thing. Like, and you know, I like me, probably myself, the meta jeweler. It's like I'm straight bullish on like metaverse and everything of that nature. It's technology, you know. I'm even right now, I'm focused on like the technology. I'm watching interviews on like people who's developing like protocols and stuff like that of like, you know, how they're going to go, what code is going to be used and all that stuff. But like, you know, sometimes I don't really want to speak in some spaces because I don't want to seem like I'm fronting nothing.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I feel you.
Like, I first thought, like, okay, so y'all buying all these metaverse NFTs, but I'm like, which one of y'all actually trying to play it? Like, because the value of being playing. So if all y'all trying to sell it, like who is the players that's gonna give y'all the value?
I'm saying though, like, and that's from the perspective of, and I talk about my perspective and how I invest in metaverses because I'm a music artist. So of course, I actually want to build in the metaverse. I want to build my own smart contract marketplace for my music. You see what I'm saying? And whatever PFP collections I decide to put out in the future, you know, so that's my angle on it. So when I go invest in the metaverse, I'm looking at, okay, so are these assets going to be compatible to whatever I'm trying to build on top of it? You know what I mean? So that's how I'm looking at the metaverse.
Yeah.
I'm not really, of course, I'm looking at playing it. Of course, you're going to have to play it. You know what I mean? But I'm looking at, can I build on this first? Because if they be like, yo, you need, you know what I mean? You need 5 years of design, this, that for, I'm like, nah, bro, I'm good on that. You know what I mean?
I agree with that too. Like, I think that's the major point that people got to look at the metaverse is like, how open are going to make it? Because like, you know, people like me and you, like we're in the metaverse because we try to build something in it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to, you know, build like jewelry and just trying to build like some type of assets that people can kind of use, whether it be, whether it be like a virtual jewelry store for even like my customers in real life, just to give them some type of mind-blowing experience, or if it's people, who have PFP collections that they want like jewelry and stuff like that, things of that nature. So it's like most definitely it's going to be builders. And I just think that like a lot of these metaverses should be like gearing their development towards like builders first, because I think that's the first group of people that's going to come. It's like the people who want to build and in some capacity make profit off of it. So I think they should be like, we really should be their target audience and things of that nature, because like we by nature is going to have an audience and we're going to bring our audience on. So it's just like, we should be the target. And like, a lot of these metaverses are kind of playing themselves like, games and stuff like that. But I just like, y'all competing with a lot of big dogs. Y'all compete with the Fortnites and all that. So if y'all can build a game that's going, if y'all think y'all can build a game that's better than them,
yo. Yeah, and it's so funny. The thing about Fortnite, this man done said the Fort word. Then, yo, you say that name, yo, people are scrambling in the metaverse. They like, yo, I don't know if we can do this. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And the crazy thing about Fortnite is the development. It looked like the development for the game was actually simple. You know what I mean? Like a simple development process, but it's clean. It's super clean and it's fun too.
Yeah.
Like the fun factor, I think a lot of people not taking the fun factor into consideration, man. Like just running around and looking at stuff, it's not gonna be good enough, bro. It's not gonna be good enough. Like, and then people already been spoiled by these AAA graphics on Xbox and PlayStation.
It's hard.
Yo, these frame rates dropping, and yo, ain't nobody trying to play no choppy gameplay, bro.
It's a hard, and it's a hard boat. And and like, even with me, like, I'm like I say, I'm 1,000,000% bullish, obviously met a jeweler, so it's just like coming in, all I was looking at was like metaverse projects. And like my first question, like, well, what about the graphics? Like, if I'm trying to do jewelry, I'm not trying to do no blocky. I can't do anything in your, what I'm saying, metaverse, as far as like jewelry. I can probably come up with like, blocky type figures and things of that nature, or, try to build some type of store, of that nature. But I'm just like, well, what's the graphics and stuff like that? So like, I think there's some, that's really taking it serious, and like, that's kind of been, going to different projects and looking at the project developers and that, asking us like, how do we want to, build in that metaverse and stuff like that. So I think there are a few out there that's actually looking at it in that angle. So, I'm still bullish on it for sure. And, just the Cardano chain, in general, I think, definitely going to be here for the long term.
Yeah, I'm the same, man. I'm super bullish as well. But I am keeping in mind of how many coming out. I'm definitely like the count going up every day, bro. And like you can't help but think, like, hold on, man, which one of these is not finna make it, bro? Like, which one? Like, come on, bro. It's too many, bro, for all of these to make it right now. You know what I mean?
Most definitely. I agree.
Even when Cardano blows, because we know Cardano gonna blow, but it's like, is all the volume gonna go to all these metaverse? Like the volume gonna be spread around. It ain't gonna be all metaverses. You know what I mean? So but man. So let's dive into the project. Let's talk about the project real quick. Let's talk about the project for a little bit. I actually want to pull up some of your NFTs in the sneak peek section, because these is fire, bro. These is so fire, bro. These is fire. They are fire. So let me do a screen share real quick. Let me see. Share screen. Okay. Bring this on. Okay. Yeah, let me zoom up on these joints so we can get all the graphics, bro. Because these joints is like 4K. So I'm gonna open up the original image. Okay, so we're looking at this joint right here. Like, yo, tell me about some of the process, like when you create these joints, bro. These is crazy.
Yeah, so like basically like the whole concept really was like, how do I display right jewelry? And at first, like when you first did the interview, I had the utility. Like when you first did that first one, like back in December, I just had the
Mhm.
utility rings. And
Yeah.
like at that time, I was like, well, maybe I just drop it this way. And I was just like, no, let me like add a little more characteristic to it, you know. And at
Mhm.
the time with Bougie Heartbreak, you know, my wife and I were coming out with like a jewelry collection, you know, and
Mhm.
so that's kind of what I wanted to do with this. So, you know, I did the mannequins. I just, you know, create these mannequins, and I kind of wanted to have a tone like the stone
Mhm.
texture to kind of like solidify like almost like a museum type of piece or like a art piece, because like in my mind I want this to be hung up on your wall, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I want you to have like hook TV up, you know what I'm saying, build a frame around it, and like just add this as a piece of art, you know. So the background, you know, I kind of wanted to have it pop and things of that nature, have it kind of trippy. So I play with the backgrounds. You know, I have like some ones, obviously that's not in the sneak peek, that I tried to, you know, some are cartoonish, some are
Mhm.
kind of like shots at video games and stuff like that. So,
Mhm.
you know, really, I was just trying to show off like the jewelry and things of that nature. And actually, if you go down, what is it? Nope, I think it's the one with the laser eyes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like with that piece, this was like my first concept because there wasn't a lot of women.
Mhm.
I didn't, you know, I try to gear it towards women, even though that was kind of like in my mind, kind of like not the best move in a dominantly male type of, I guess, industry, so to speak. But I kind of still wanted to have that in there.
Yeah,
And
but as an artist though, that was the move.
yeah,
Like that was
like
the
that's
move.
what I wanted. That's what I wanted to do. And then like these are the earrings, you know. So
Oh,
like
fire.
that was the goal really, was to have it like match and things of that nature. And
Mhm.
you get discounts on certain products. You know when you hold it, you get discounts on all the jewelry.
Mhm.
Um, just by holding it, you get our utility rings, right? And
Mhm.
you'll be able to exchange that for physical jewelry, you know, like this, or you know, any other pieces that we're going to create. And
Mhm.
that's really what I've been doing a lot lately, is just trying to connect with different projects and trying to create pieces for them and really give their holders some type of utility, and then our holders obviously have that same utility as well
Yeah,
for it.
that's fire. Now tell me about the QR codes that I'm seeing in the pictures. I
Yeah,
haven't.
so the QR code right now, with this Genesis, they link back to like the Twitter, Discord, website,
Okay.
things of that nature. But the concept really was to show like you can actually, like for me that have in real life, you know, items and stuff like that. You can actually scan the QR code and it can take you to experience. So once I start getting my AR jewelry and stuff like that together,
Mhm.
that's kind of where the QR codes are going to come into play. So I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to do it as far as with like those particular ones, or if I
Mhm.
might just do a smaller collection and just give like the holders, you know, like airdrop it or something like that. But that's kind of the concept with the QR codes. You scan it, and then I want that, you know, the figure, whether it be AR, whether you link to a website with a discount, you know, it can be a discount code. So it is going to have a multitude of utilities with it.
Okay. Okay, that's fire, man. That's very advanced. That's very advanced, especially on Cardano, man. Super advanced, super advanced. Like, so what are some of the things that you're using? I mean, you ain't got to give away all the sauce and then like that now, but what are you using? Like, what are some of the base programs you using to create these images? Or
So a lot of it is just really a blend. So for one, I'm not gonna take all the credit because I do have a team
Mhm.
as far as it. So like
Okay.
the jury process, there's multiple. So there's like Rhino, and then there's like different plugins that's used
Mhm.
to create the jury. And then from there, you just pretty much convert it into like an OBJ file or a STL file, because that's how the real jewelry is made.
Mhm.
So you convert it. You know, there's Blender, obviously,
Mhm.
that you use for like the mannequins and things of that nature, and texture. Um, for like the background, there's an app that I have on my phone actually that I use for all of the backgrounds because it was a lot easier.
Oh.
to actually do it in that way, because I can actually just cut the image. I forgot the app name actually, but really it allows me to kind of play with like colors and things of that nature, real easy, opposed to me doing it on the actual computer, because I'm always out. So like I can't just carry my computer with me. So like with this, I was able to do it kind of like like if I'm sitting down somewhere, if I'm in the car and something like that. So it kind of added that ability. So that's kind of what I did with like the background. So mainly like Rhino, Blender. There's a couple other software that like some of my partners use for like texturing and things of that nature, because they are a lot better at texturing and mapping and stuff like that with the actual the characters and stuff. So I kind of wanted to have fire in. To be honest with you, I'm starting to actually put a lot of it into like other artists' hands, because what messed me up at the beginning was I was trying to do everything myself, and it would have like just trying to do that, with like the real life business, it was going to kill me. So like I started to like delegate tasks and stuff like that, and make it a lot to streamline it and kind of have it like a streamlined approach for it.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. Definitely make perfect sense, man. Yeah, that's dope. And how did you like? And like I said, like, well, like you said that you were trying to do it by yourself. At what point did you realize what point was it like the breaking point for you where you were like, you know what, man, I'm about to just tap somebody else and send stuff?
It was shoot. It was actually early. Hold on. My wife took my laptop off charge. Yeah, to me, actually, it was sort of like in a midpoint of like when you did that interview, when I was trying to create it, because like at the same time I was trying to figure out, well, what is like the market, like what are they doing, what are they looking at, and stuff like that. And I realized like how fast NFTs was moving. I was just like, man, like by the time like I get done with all this stuff, like it'd probably be like a whole another vibe. So like probably within like a couple months of doing it, of just like kind of like creating the characters and stuff like that, like the mannequins, I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna have to do it, because it can't take, if it take me like a day and I got 200 pieces, and I like that, like I can't, I don't really want to spend like this amount of time, and plus trying to like, balance like real life, with just my kids, my wife, and everything of that nature. Like it was almost impossible. So, and then there's people that do a lot of things better than me. So it's like, to me, that's a benefit, because at the end of the day, the holders really is the ones that's going to benefit of having the art. So it's like, I don't necessarily want to be like, oh, I'm gonna do everything, and like art don't be as great as if I was just delegated to jobs that people do specifically. There's some people that do like certain things specifically that I'd never be able to do.
Yeah. Facts. That makes perfect sense. All right. So let's talk about the future of the project, like the future of the project. Do you see, I know it's kind of early. Do you see you coming out with a series 2 of this, or is this something where it was just like this one limited drop? And I heard you say Genesis. So is this a Genesis drop? And then you're heading to another series or collection, or like how you looking at it?
Yeah, so right now I'm still deciding, because just it moves, like it's kind of hard to like, all right, I'm gonna do this, and then like this market moves so fast. You got free mints going on and stuff like that.
That's the new thing going on. Like, yo, what is this?
And you got then when Mars verse came out with like the 8 ADA, and then now you had all these other projects like 5 ADA. Then I forgot, you got some cat project I think dropping. I can't think of it. But like that 6 ADA or 5, and I'm just like, CyberX got one for 5. So I'm like, well, damn, should I try to transition to that? Will that be a fad? Like, so it's just so much. But like, honestly, like what I'm just thinking about as far as my project, no matter like the pricing and where I want to go, like my plan really is to try to bring in real life businesses into like the project. So, you know, if I have to start small with like a t-shirt brand, you know, like, hey, I can let's do like another 200 piece, you know, or another piece project that displays some of your clothing or things of that nature. You know, so like I'm definitely gonna do something in the future. I don't know 100%, you know, what I'm going to do. I have an idea that's similar to this as far as like more characters, try to bring in more collabs with smaller projects. Cause I see a lot of smaller projects that's kind of like giving up. And I see a lot of cool art out there too. Like it's some dog art out there in a market, and like they're not selling. And like, you know, like they're giving up. And I'm just like, bro, like I can, like, man, I probably can make some pendants off this. Like I can hook you up with somebody to do t-shirts and clothing line. Like, bro, like if y'all not sell out, like let's try to like sell out together. Like let's come out with like a United Cardano project. You know what I'm saying? Where we got the mannequins, you got all your clothes, you got this project and stuff like that. So like really it's just trying to bring that like in real life utility. And essentially merge the two. So like that's going to be the future of this project, regardless how I'm going to materialize it. You know, I'm still looking at everything like that. But you know, that's kind of that. I might do a DJing move. I don't know yet. I might do a DJing move dealing with like wedding rings. I've been talking to some people and they were joking around about getting married. You know, and I think you know what. So like I was, you know, on spaces and like so I might do like some simp rings or something like that. I don't know. Like, get married to a virtual honey or something like that. I don't know. So I might play around with it that fun. But I'm gonna focus on this for a minute and just really develop this project and then go about it from there.
Word, that makes sense. Let me take time out to shout out the chat real quick. I ain't even shout out the chat, man. I just jumped into it. Yo, major shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to everybody from Awesome World. Shout out to everybody from the Meta Jeweler Discord as well. Bougie Heartbreak. Shout out to everybody pulling up. I see a couple familiar names and faces. Shout out to Paprika. He's in the Awesome World Discord. Shout out to AI Love. You know, we both know AI Love. Shout out to AI Love, man. He be out here holding, going in on these spaces, man. Holding down these spaces, man. Hey, shout out to Eddie Z. He said, yo, Beyond Citizens are crushing it right now. Okay, shout out to Beyond Citizens, man. They are actually one of the most interesting 8-bit projects that I've seen. Not 8-bit, but
I get you, like
Voxel. Yeah, Voxel metaverse projects that I've seen. They're very interesting. I'm definitely gonna pick up some on secondary. Shout out to the homie Tim Lewis, man. I have not talked to him in a minute. That's the homie. Me and him actually put out a independent shoe together like a couple years ago. Yeah. It actually went viral, bro. I had so many football players and celebrities in my DMs, bro. That was probably like how many years ago? Yeah, like 7, 8 years ago. But yeah, man, that was huge, man. It was huge. That was back in the Web 2.0 days, man.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I'm definitely gonna be doing something like that in the future. Probably putting out a shoe, and then you know, like a utility, right? You know, you buy the NFT and then you get the actual shoe mailed to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But shout out to him. Shout out to Too Illy from Awesome World. Shout out to Johnny Tran from Awesome World as well. Also, Johnny Tran is a part of the Unbounded.Earth team. So shout out to him. But yeah, shout out to y'all for pulling up. Appreciate y'all pulling up, man. And yeah, man. So where can we buy a Bougie Heartbreak NFT, man?
Yeah, so right now you can just come in Discord, look under announcements, or we have official links. I actually have if you can go to official links, the address is right up in there. So
okay.
Yeah, so you can just go in there minute right now for 125 ADA, and then you know you'll pretty much have one of your Bougie Heartbreak pieces. I'm still getting everything together with utility rings and stuff like that. So once I get that situated, I'm going to start airdropping those and then really start. Right now I'm developing all the jewelry. I'm trying to keep it small. That way I can have a lump sum where if people want to exchange it. And then I'm just going to keep building out my pieces, and then that way you can have a selection of jewelry that you want to use that you can exchange it for, So it's definitely some fire that's coming up. I've been trying to do some little sneak peeks and try to get in with some of these projects and create some pieces with them. If like they hold some value and our hold some value just for holding. So that's always going to be a good play.
Definitely. That would definitely be a good play. And I was gonna ask you too about the utility rings. Was the utility drink? So the utility rings was actually your first drop then, huh?
And look, listen, the utility rings was supposed to be so I created the utility rings, and I was gonna I had a whole nother plan, right? I was gonna drop the utility rings and essentially do like a whole character-based jewelry collection, kind of what I'm doing now, but I was going to do a lot more specific with rings. And when I did it, I just felt like it wasn't really the time, and I didn't really understand the market because I jumped straight in, like create these rings, jump straight in before I was hopping on Spaces. Like I just jumped in and was just like started listening. It was just like I don't know if this was the move. Like I barely had a Discord yet. Like I didn't barely know how to operate Discord. I'm like, let me just slow down for a little bit because I'm like I hopped in straight into the flames. And so I just revisited, and then I created the utility rings, and I'm like, well, let me just utilize this, for this project, and kind of combine them. That way, with the utility rings themselves, like to me, like they dope pieces of art, and that's the same. It ain't the same thing with the other, with the bougie heartbreak pieces. It's like I intended those to be looked at as art in itself. So like to me, holding both of them really, and you're getting the utility rings by themselves, it's like it's dope. That's a dope add-on to the project, really.
Okay, cool. Cause I had won the utility rings from the Spaces. So when I won the utility rings, cause when I seen the utility rings, I was like, hold on. He has another project? Cause I'm sitting there, I'm waiting on Bougie Heartbreak. But when I won the utility rings, I was like, I didn't know he already launched the project. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The utility rings really was like the sneak. Was like I was giving them out prior to Bougie Heartbreak because it was more like a sneak. Like eventually these are going to be worth something. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's better to get them now because everybody who ordered, bought real life jewelry from me. Like even with the DJs, a lot of people bought DJ chain from me.
I was about to buy that as soon as you posted it because I was huge on DJ. I was like, yo, he just dropped the DJ chain. Like I was looking at my Ada wallet, like, should I get it right now? Like, and then somebody else bought it. I knew somebody was gonna get it, but I was like, yo, this fire. That was very impressive. Cause especially at that time, because it was like you had a literal link to buy the chain. Like it was like your actual store. And I'm like, yo, what is going on? Like I was tripping. I was like, how this dude just make this chain that fast and then post it for sale? And then cleared it with DJ and Crypto Club because DJ and Crypto Club was like, oh, y'all want to buy the chain? I'm like, what? Is this a partnership?
Yeah, DJ bro, listen, like they took like they showed like that was the first project that really like showed me love, like to really like me just coming into space and really to be honest, I had it so fast is because like when I first got in, I was like, I'm just about to create a chain off all my PFPs that I got because at this time I wasn't flipping like NFTs, like even now, like I've tried to do some flips, I'm losing money right after.
Yeah, I did. I gave up the flip game, man. I gave up the flip game.
So like, I was just buying pieces that I thought was dope, and I was like, I'm about to make a chain out this, and like I just posted like, hey, like I'm about to create this chain, like what y'all think, And that was just like, bro, you selling that? And I was just like, can I sell this? Like, I'm like, am I gonna get sued? Like, I don't know how to
straight up, bro. Straight up. Like, yo, like this a thing? Like, okay, we can do it, but let me clear this first. Like,
yeah. So that was like cool. And I was like, that's the move. And like that kind of sparked like, like the whole different transaction, and like that kind of led me and sort of like I was going in the direction, but it kind of like added a separate portion of like bougie heartbreak that eventually I'm gonna start breaking down as far as like a B2B. Like that's definitely a part of the future. Is like to kind of become more of like an NFT as a service, where it's like there's benefits of actually holding it. And like, like I'm saying, holders, like a lot of people I think sleeping on this project, but really like once I get, things ironed out, stuff like that, like the holders is pretty much, it's going to be, my goal is really to have you hold it and you to actually earn more value from holding and flipping, like,
exactly.
like flipping the NFT shouldn't be the value. Like if everybody looking at floor price, that means like you want to sell it. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, so to me, it's like the value should be in like what you get from it. Like, that's just my stake from it. So I don't want you to ever like sell it because I want the value to be like, bro, it don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? It don't make no sense to sell. I'm just making so much off of it. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly, man. Like that's exactly how I am, man. Like I'm not even, and it just, I mean, after you go through your DJing phase, man, it's like, I mean, it's just like being married, man. You go through your DJing phase, and it's like, okay, I need to sit down somewhere, bro. Like, because this right here don't make sense no more, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And it's just like, yo, I'm not finna DJ now. I'm not buying anything unless I want to keep it. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm the same way now. Like, I'm just looking at projects as like talking to the founders first. Like, look, like what y'all like my first thing, like, are y'all doing merch? Like, y'all doing merch. I'm just saying, if y'all like, I ain't doing no merch, I don't know if I can hold y'all pieces. Like, look, I'm trying to.
Straight up, man. Straight up. I'm definitely, I'm definitely gonna get you to make some chains for me, bro. Bro, I need the Awesome World chain. The Awesome World chain gonna be crazy. I'm telling you right now, bro. It's gonna be some of your best work, bro. You're gonna be like, bro, I made the Awesome World chain, bro.
Let's do it.
you gotta make the Awesome World chain, bro.
You going to CNFT con?
Yes, I will be there in the flesh, bro.
Ooh, I'm gonna try to create some pieces for there, bro. I want to step out. I want to walk around with TVs on my neck real quick.
Flex real quick. Yeah, man. I'm actually trying to set up a performance on CNFT Con too. Yeah, man. They actually got performance slots available too. So
let me know.
I'll definitely be checking that out. But yeah, bro, gotta get you in the jewelry game, bro. Bro, I got a jeweler, bro. Like metaverse jeweler. That's it, so fire. Cause it's like the stuff that you make is like it's next level. Like, you're not thinking like regular jewelry, bro. Like, bro, you know what I hate, bro? Like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna just keep it 100. I hate when I go in the jeweler shops. And the jeweler shop have copies of all the famous jewelry that the rappers and stuff wear. I'm like, yo, why do I want to wear the same thing they was wearing? You know what I mean? Like the Bart Simpson chain, and you know what I mean? Like, I'd be like, bro, why y'all selling this? This somebody else stuff, bro. Like, why can't y'all make something original and sell it?
It's crazy, man. Like, that's kind of what, like, like that's why I'm just like hopped in this, because it's like it's a whole new like element. And even like with technology, like just adding like, I'm looking at how to add like technology to these pieces and really solidify that meta jeweler spot. You know what I'm saying? Like, really start looking at this as like kind of actually create, with the jewelry that you hold, it may be it may be a wallet or something like that. You may be able to access your wallet off of it.
Wow.
So I'm really looking at like the NFC chips and all that stuff, and trying to figure out like how can I like have this jewelry utilized and stuff like that, and kind of make these family legacy pieces, So like definitely.
Yeah, that's fire. That's fire, man. That's definitely impressive. It's definitely impressive. So I got you for the jewelry, and then I got the homie Small World for the graphics for the PFP. I got him working on something right now, man. Got him working on something right now. Like, I might get him to make the PFP and then get you to put the chain on the PFP. Yeah, it'd be fire. So fire. I'm working on it. I'm not playing. I already done started.
I know you have.
Yo, I'm gonna come to you at the end, like, yo, put that chain on them, bro.
I got you. I got you.
Yo, so it's lit, man. So right now, Bougie Heartbreak is minting right now for 125 ADA. So you guys go mint that. I actually have the link on the YouTube. I don't even want to bring up YouTube, it's too much. But I got the link pinned up on YouTube right now. Oh yeah, it's right here on my phone. I'm tripping. So I got it pinned up, so you guys can click that link and go directly to the Discord, and then click announcements. Not announcement. Click official links, and the mint address is right there. So you guys just send y'all 125 ADA there, and you'll be good in the game, and you'll get your Bougie Heartbreak NFT, and you'll be good in the game, man. So with that being said, we are down. We are at the end of the interview, and before we get up out of here, I want to see if you got some shout outs, man. You got any shout outs? Anybody you want to thank, or any inspirations or anything like that?
Oh yeah, I mean, just like all my moderators, holding things down, helping me with that, because Discord was like definitely a challenge. DJing, like I said, they was the ones that kind of gave me my start with that. I mean, hell, you for doing that, that early on video and kind of just keeping it alive. You got AI Holy Bins. They pretty much been like rocking with me. Things of that nature. Who else? I mean, hey, that's a lot of people really that's kind of been helping me behind the scenes and just introducing me to people, stuff like that. Even went on, I don't know none of the names, I should, but I went on, I think Wild Tang's Discord, and kind of they pointed me towards some people who was doing like business and stuff like that. So like, it's a lot of people that's helping me, and I definitely appreciate. Oh, and Seal Society for sure. Like,
oh
bro,
yeah, shout out to the homie.
all the whole squad, and Oliver. I think he introduced, like, he seen my work, and we was kind of going back, so he helped me out a lot too. So like, bro, like a lot of people helpful. So just shout out to the whole Steel Society for real.
Word. Like, shout out to them the homies, man. Shout out to Stevie, shout out to Oliver and the rest of the team.
Sure. Yeah.
Shout out to them. All right. So with that being said, I definitely thank you for stopping by, and doing this interview, man. I definitely appreciate it. You already know I'm probably gonna have you come back in the future, man.
For sure.
Once we don't know, man. You might be on your 4th, 5th project by then, man. Things move so fast, bro.
I feel you.
So fast, bro.
Bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
man. But yeah, much love, bro. I definitely appreciate you.
Definitely. And with that being said, this is your boy Awesomeisjayell, aka the biggest music artist in the metaverse, and we are signing off.
Peace
Out.